Welcome back. The Houston Astros are on the road taking on the Texas Rangers. It is game 3 of the ALCS. Our best bets are on the way. It's Austin joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. Ended our little 4-0 run with an 0-1. Diamondbacks plus a half in the first 5. Shameful, the D-backs offense did not show up. I was going back and forth between the D-backs plus a half or the first 5 under. The first 5 under did cash. If you end up having the full game under, yeah, you got wrecked in the 6th and 7th inning. The Phillies poured it on. The D-backs never showed up. I'm curious how they do in game 3. I'm honestly backs against the wall. We'll see how their offense shows up at home. But either way, an 0-1 day, I got to be better. The D-backs bats got to be better. But we can survive an 0-1 day. We've been pretty good in the postseason. Let's continue, hopefully get back to those winning ways. Logan's going to talk about his favorite picks. I'll talk about my favorite leans at the end of this video. But before I dive into it, I did talk about yesterday a second channel video being live. I did say you can eat it while you're watching lunch. I don't know what the heck was going on in the video or in my brain yesterday, but definitely go check it out. Logan and I were at the Orioles game. It was a really cool video, I think. So go check it out. The second channel's live. We have, I think, 12 videos over there. They're all pretty cool. Us going to different stadiums and things like that. So go check it out if you're interested. We certainly appreciate all the love on the second channel. We got some cool videos coming up over the next 2 weeks, including next Wednesday will be Victor Wembanyama's first ever game, assuming he doesn't get injured. So say your prayers. We need him to stay healthy until then. That should be pretty cool. But Logan, I'm going to let you lead it off. You got one pick. Who you going with this in tonight's game?
Yeah, I just got to say real quick, the part of your brain that said eating while watching lunch was the same part of your brain that faded the Phillies at the bank. Come on, man, got to be better. But my pick, I really do like it, and we're gonna get a unit back plus some. Taking the Astros team total over 4.5 runs plus 110 odds on Barstool, currently your best value. Now the next best odds, because Barstool is a shaky book. I mean, not a ton of us use it. I barely use it. Would be plus 105 on DraftKings or MGM and plus 104 on FanDuel. So you could see there's not like a huge drop off there if you're betting on the main books. But either way, look, you could take Astros money line. Like that's if you said, Logan, gun to your head, which side are you on? I would take Astros money line, but I won't disrespect the Rangers like that. They've been good to me all playoff long. Like I'm not going to start fading their bats like this. I just want to touch a side. And if I were to take Astros money line, I'd be getting in the plus 110 range. That's what this bet already is. And this bet is independent of Houston's pitching. So I really do like it for a team total, because when you pick a team total, you are able to isolate the variables outside of that team's pitching. But let's talk about who's starting for the Rangers. Mad Max Scherzer makes his first start since September 12th. There will be obvious signs of rust, and he might not pitch too deep into this game. I just want to set the expectations. Like, I'm not expecting 6 innings pitch of Max Scherzer. If we get 6 innings pitch of Max Scherzer, it's a good chance the Astros are getting shut out and something went horribly wrong with this bet. But against Houston, Max Scherzer has a 6.5 ERA and a 1.18 whip in 2 games this season. So Mad Max, the ERA is a little bit high, and I really am confident that the Astros will be able to do some damage against him. If you remember way back to September, when we had the full game over in the start where Scherzer went only 3 innings pitched and 7 earned runs, I remember watching that game because we had the over, and I was just like, heck yeah. Because I was talking about in that game how Max Scherzer just hasn't been himself this year. It's kind of like the Verlander thing. Both of them, their fastballs aren't the velocity isn't as high. All of their sorts of pitches just aren't as sharp as they once were, in their careers. And look, if we look at this bet, the Astros just have been stranding way too many base runners, and they're sitting on some obvious run opportunities. I can't go out and swing the bats for them. I would love to, but I can't. And so all I can ask for is opportunities. The Astros have had opportunities. The Astros went a combined 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position in the first 2 games, including game 2 where they went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. It was early all summed up by they had bases loaded, no outs, and got 0 runs out of that. I mean, you got to be better, especially down 0-2 in this series. I expect the Astros to be playing better because they're actually in a setting that they've had success with. Playing on the road. Weirdly enough, they just haven't been a good home team this year. On the road, they've been pretty good. They're playing on the road in Globe Life Field today. Look at the last 4 games Astros played in Texas. Kind of crazy. Astros scored 12, 14, 13, and 12 runs. I mean, all I'm asking for today is 5 runs. I mean, heck, I would take 12. But it's kind of crazy that they've been hitting so well on the road at Globe Life. Look, as a team, Houston hitting 323 at Globe Life Field this season, hitting over 300. Obviously, this is postseason baseball, and the numbers might not be as ridiculous as they were in the regular season. but there's still going to be some run opportunities there against Max Scherzer. And then when we talk about the Rangers bullpen, which, every single time on the broadcast, it annoys me because they're like, this bullpen was so bad in the regular season, but now they're just really turning it around. Okay, that can happen, right? We know that regular season, you can throw a lot of variables out, and in certain circumstances, the bullpen can just be better because it's like less sample size. But we know the Rangers bullpen has been good. Is a slip up possible? Yeah, a slip up is definitely possible. They're not just unhittable, and they're pitching a little too good, which as I mentioned, I think they're punching a little above their season average weight, and they're building familiarity against the Astros, which hopefully is how we exploit them today. Because obviously, the more times you see a pitcher, the better you are at hitting them. And they're going to see these bullpen arms for a third time, and this could be the one that they finally break it out against. With a total set to 9.5, the books are expecting runs in this game. I'm expecting a large chunk of that run share to come from the Astros in this one. And look, as I mentioned, if you want to take a side, you can take a side in this game. You could take Rangers, you could take Astros. I just think the safer bet, and the bet that actually carries the most value, is the Astros team total, and I'm going to go ahead and take that over. But Austin, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, Logan, I absolutely love the pick. I think the Astros offense has to show up, and I don't think they necessarily win this game without scoring 5. I mean, we haven't really seen an over-under at 9.5 on FanDuel in the playoffs. Really, I think we might have seen it once. I'm going to talk about a couple leans, though. I just didn't want to. You'll understand why I'm just talking about leans. Let's talk about these two. I did consider the Yurfee, and I did consider Yordan Alvarez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. The reason I'll talk about Yordan first. I'm not taking it because it's a little juiced, and I know Yordan hates me. Anytime I touch a Yordan prop, he sucks, and Logan absolutely needs him to show up. He's been like basically the guy that's carrying this Astros offense on his back. You could back Jose Altuve, but he's hit less than 3 straight, although I think he gets something going, but he doesn't have great splits against Scherzer and hasn't looked really good against him in all their matchups, like 4 for 26. The guy with good appearances is Yordan. Sure, you could walk him, which is why I think there's a benefit to doing an over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, because if he is on base, maybe gets walked, sure, it's annoying, but it would be on base, potentially get a run, which does get, one of those two that you'd probably need. And then why do I lean the Yurfee? Well, because I go to FanDuel and I'm seeing MLB quick hits. No runs scored in the first inning is one of them that they're promoting for this game. Now, I know the moment I would hop on a Yurfee, which is probably happening, I don't know, out of the last 10 MLB playoff games, probably Yurfee's 8-2 or something ridiculous. I know the moment if I were to take a Yurfee, it's going to be the quickest 6 outs you'll ever see. Maybe you'll see immaculate innings. You'll see everything crazy. That's why we don't do Yurfees, just because I've not had good luck on them. But if you want to take it, I wouldn't call you crazy there. So those are just 2 lanes. I won't track them towards our record. Maybe when we get to the World Series, we'll start to do, 2 picks per game because we'll just be winding down the season. Might as well have a little bit of fun, but I don't really want to double down on 2 things happening, which would be basically Yordan or maybe Altuve showing up. And we need those guys already to show up for Logan's pick. No reason to risk 2 units in a single game here when we have plenty of, we still have, however many baseball games left, at least, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 playoff games at least minimum remaining. So we'll minimize the risk, try to maximize the reward with the plus 110. Logan, any final things you want to say before we get out of here?
You mentioned the Yurfee. Oh my gosh, man. What are we doing? I thought we were Nerfy Nation. Yeah, I mean, Trey Turner said...
I think my brain's still discombobulated from yesterday. I don't know what's going on. It's been a long MLB season. We got the NBA season wrapping up right around the corner, though.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, like I said, I had my little long shot parlay, and Trey Turner went boom, and I was like, okay, so that's why we don't pick Nerfies. And I was like, yeah, but that friendly reminder, as you mentioned, though, these 2 offenses have the capability to run first inning. Look, if you find value on that and you want just something fun to sweat, go for it. But I definitely think, as Austin mentioned, doubling down in a game, not what I want to do in the playoffs, because 0-1 isn't killer. 0-2 is just, that's not a spot I want to be in. But I think today we're getting a juicy little plus value winner.
I think I agree with you too. Let's have a day. Let's go 1-0. Hopefully the leans hit. Obviously, do your own research for them. Just things that stuck out to me, but not things I'm going to personally bet. I'll just be on Astros team total, Tail, and Logan. But let's have a day, everyone. A reminder, if you want to go check out that Orioles playoff game and watch it while you're eating lunch, definitely go check it out. It's linked on the screen. We appreciate you guys. We'll have our Thursday night football video live a little bit later on this afternoon/evening, and we'll see you guys in that video. Austin, Logan signing out. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.